Hi all, this is Adam from Gibraltar Gamers, and today I'm here to show you how you can make 5 heroes really quickly in Heroes of the Storm. And that's not all. If you're also into Overwatch, you can get yourself a free Genji skin, a mount for Heroes of the Storm, and a 30-day stim pack. All Blizzard ask in return is that you play 30 games of Heroes of the Storm with your friends. Now that may sound like a lot, but the good news is you don't have to play against just players. You can play against AI, you can play against the easiest AI on beginner mode, but even then these games can take pretty long if you don't exactly know what you're doing. So I've made a little strategy guide with the help of the guys, and it should show you how to get through each of the maps particularly quickly. I think our fastest time was 2 minutes and 30 seconds on Braxis holdout. So we'll show you how to do that, so let's get to it. So what's most important is team composition. The first hero you're going to want to pick is Sylvanas. The reason I say her is because she has a passive trait known as Black Arrows, and it makes all of her basic attacks and abilities stun minions, mercenaries and structures for 1 second. If you take the trait on level 1, paralysis, that increases it to 1.75 seconds, which actually gives you enough time to start swapping targets between one tower and another and locking them both down, keeping your party from taking any major damage. It allows big pushes early game, and the plan really is that you want to have a whole team pushing one lane right from the start. Her shadow daggers allow you to basically lock down and kill a whole group of minions particularly quickly, and again avoid damage. Same with Haunting Wave, you won't be using it to retreat, you'll just be using it to push forward and damage minions and towers. And Withering Fire you'll use primarily for the enemy heroes that will pop up, and if you just unload on them, chances are they'll die quite quick with the help of your teammates. The next hero we chose to go for as a team was Asthma Dan. Now he has great lane pushing potential, and he has a great health pool as well, so he can play the role of tank in case there's going to be any unpredictable damage that comes, such as like heroes, you know, or the final core damage. Now he can summon minions, and considering the speed that you're going to be killing enemy minions, the fact that you can just keep building your own army on your side is just great for that final push. He can also do All Shall Burn, which channels a ray of damage that does even more damage to structures. So while Sylvanas keeps the towers locked, he can do big damage to them alongside the rest of the team. Basically, we're talking about speed, and we're talking about a snowball effect, and Asthma Dan is great for that. The next, possibly most important character is Sergeant Hammer. Now, she drives around in the tank, and she can go into siege mode. Okay, this increases her damage like almost by 100%, and she deals splash damage and a 30% extra damage to structures and minions. So her role is basically to siege up while Sylvanas locks down the towers, and she just cleans up everything else. She whittles down the towers and knocks out the minions, and if any heroes come close, she, with the help of Sylvanas' burst, just murders them. As a talent, you should probably pick Advanced Artillery, because that just means you can do even more damage. As I said, you'll be moving as part of a team, so she'll be relatively safe in the back. She won't need to worry about healing, because your next pick should probably be Furion. Furion is there to basically keep the team up. You want to keep pushing, you don't want any reason to retreat. So you'll be healing, and not to mention the heroes in beginner aren't that aggressive. They're not gonna like pile on to one person. They're very easy. But you don't wanna risk slowing down for any reason. So his regrowth can just keep people up. It's relatively low cost, and more importantly, he has Innovate, so he can keep people's mana up as well. So people can just keep their damage high and not have to worry about going back to the sippy cup or whatever and slowing down the game. Entangling Roots also really helps in killing those groups of heroes that try to kill you. You can just finish them off really quick with a well-timed route. As talents, I mean, we don't really go too far, but I think the most important one is to go for Shando's Clarity, which just gives more Innovate. The more mana you have, the more damage you can do as this team. Our final pick was Sagara, and she's a great lane pusher just on her own. She can summon banelings to do big damage from afar, and AoE damage at that, so she can take out a lot of minions. She can summon a Hydralisk who can just keep doing damage, and more importantly, she can just build your army alongside Asthma Dan with her Zerg drops. Creep Tumor isn't too important because she won't be retreating if you play properly, and yeah, like I said, you can go for really any 5th character, but we went for Sagara just for her lane pusher potential. Okay, we're gonna go over some games now, and then you'll see some tactics. Basically, every game should begin relatively the same. You should pick a lane and stick to it. Once the game starts, you need to rush forward and as far as possible. In this game, I am playing as Sylvanas, and as you can see, Asthma Dan engaged immediately with his long-range dunk, and we've already got Sergeant Hammer just smashing them from a distance. I've locked down the top tower, and I'm unloading my withering shot on one of the heroes to keep him scared. That could have gone better. I could have locked both of the towers, but it's fine. We continue our push, considering there's literally no resistance. By 1 minute, the first fort is down. We clear up the rest of the area. Keep moving. As you can see, we're building up our minion amount while we push. So literally, our damage is just increasing as we go. See, note all the roaches and stuff. Now, note how I'm locking down each of the towers just to keep them from doing the damage. AI have been forced to defend now, and now we have the added joy of killing them while we take down the fort. As you can see, we're already 2 levels ahead of them. Obviously, the more experienced you are, the easier this will be for you. At this point, we're at the end point of the game. We're at the core. We're doing our final push. Now, the way that we've learnt to do this is we let Sergeant Hammer do most of the damage. We act as a meat shield to make sure that she's just left alone to do her damage to the core. Furion keeps us up in case we mess up, and we're just waiting for the catapults to come in and finish off the core alongside Sergeant Hammer. This was all a learning process for us. This was one of our earlier games. But as you can see, by 3 minutes and 50 seconds, we've already cleared our first run.
Boom, boom, boom. Good work, team. We beat that easy AI. Again.
You'll find the easiest map for you to do as part of this core rush tactic is Braxis Holdout, the new StarCraft base map. In this map, it's all about holding 2 objectives until they fill up to 100%, at which point there's a massive Zerg rush. Now, considering how weak the AI here, you holding those objectives are no problem whatsoever, and you're guaranteed to have a huge Zerg rush within minutes of the first game. And this can really help with your final push. I was being nice, you pricks. So again, you need to pick a lane, start pushing it. Again, Sergeant Hammer is just laying down the main fire while I'm locking down the towers, while Asthma Dan is knocking down the other ones. The minion spawn is really taking a lot of damage on our behalf, while my Furion keeps us up in case there's any issues.
Give us some mana if you have already.
Give us some mana.
Give us some mana, mate.
As you can see, I've locked down this tower already. It's doing little to no damage to us. The shadow daggers are spreading across everywhere, while the rest of the team is just building the army and doing continuous damage. Within the first minute, the first fort is down again.
You have to be nice.
You're looking to take down the first fort in the minute. We've already locked down the right tower.
Lock down the left. I need to get in the center to lock down.
And we're locking down the left, and the heroes are falling down because they like to camp right by the gates, which is perfect for Sergeant Hammer's splash.
It's a necessary evil, bro.
Now, the main difference in Braxis Holdout is when the first objective becomes available, you want to cease what you're doing completely. So basically just run off and start taking the objectives.
Yeah, we're going for the beacons.
Doing what now?
Don't worry too much about the time, it'll all be made up for once the Zerg are summoned.
Healing everyone there, Jonah.
Since all the AI are busy defending, you can just leave the beacons behind and they will automatically fill up for you. The AI cannot stop you. And before you know it, the core is under direct attack.
Good route, Jonah. Good route.
God. Keys are so stuck. Or either that or it's lagging. Could be lagging.
You are 4 levels ahead
The core.
of the enemy.
We got this. Oh no. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Average.
And you've won.
Boom, boom, boom.
Sub 4 minutes.
GG.
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 So there you have it. Follow these instructions and you should get through your 30 games pretty quickly. Just to be clear, we're not the best players. We're pretty average, but beginners very easy. So it's just a matter of optimizing what you do to make sure you just get through this time as quickly as possible. You'll find that you'll have a lot more fun in HOTS with the more heroes you can play, because you can learn, and learning is really like 80% of the game. The moment you understand how the characters work is the moment you really start enjoying the game. The moment you can read what your enemy are about to do, yeah, that's when things start to click and HOTS becomes your new mobile choice. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And if this video helped you, please like it. And if you appreciate it and want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. Show us some love. This is Adam from Gibraltar Gamers, signing out. Thanks for watching.